Welcome back to Next on Steam, where we sort through Steam so you don't have to. Here are 3 indie games worth keeping an eye on this month, because your wish list was already out of control anyway. First up is Mio, Memories in Orbit, an atmospheric metroidvania set aboard a massive, abandoned space ark. You play as a small robot exploring a dying ship, recovering lost memories, and trying to prevent a full system shutdown, which, to be fair, feels like a lot of responsibility for a robot that small. What makes Mio stand out is how tightly it blends exploration with story. The environments aren't just visually striking, they're directly tied to the ship's past, and uncovering memories changes how the world feels as you move through it. Combat and movement are more deliberate than chaotic. This isn't about rushing forward, it's about paying attention. Mio, Memories in Orbit, launches on Steam January 20th. And if you enjoy sci-fi metroidvanias where atmosphere does most of the talking, this one deserves a spot on your wish list. Next is Hermit and Pig, a turn-based pixel art RPG that clearly knows what it wants to be, and more importantly, what it doesn't. You follow an unlikely duo on a strange journey, mixing classic RPG systems with humor and personality. The pixel art leans heavily into nostalgia, but the animation work keeps it feeling alive. This isn't trying to reinvent the genre. It's focused on making familiar systems feel polished and intentional, and letting the writing do some of the heavy lifting. If you like RPGs where characters actually matter, and stories that don't take themselves too seriously, Hermit and Pig might quietly win you over. It releases on Steam January 22nd, and it already feels like the kind of game people recommend with "Trust me on this one." Last up is Cairn, a survival climbing game, which is exactly what it sounds like, and still manages to feel surprisingly different. There's no combat system fighting for your attention here, no crafting trees to memorize, just climbing. You plan your route, manage your stamina, and read the terrain carefully, because one mistake doesn't just slow you down, it sends you back down the mountain very quickly. The pace is slow, very intentional. This is a game about patience, problem solving, and accepting that gravity is not on your side. Cairn is scheduled to release on Steam January 29th, and it's one of those games that either clicks immediately or makes you realize you don't enjoy heights nearly as much as you thought. That's it for this week's Next on Steam. If you enjoy discovering indie games before they quietly take over your wish list, consider subscribing. New episodes drop weekly, covering what's coming next on Steam. And don't worry, your backlog isn't going anywhere.